This is new for me. This is called Fresh Scab. It's by Ben Nye. I had a great deal of fun with this. That's what it looks like. Turn it. A little like that. I love this stuff. I just think this is the coolest. This makes making a zombie so easy. Yeah, now it's getting nice and sticky. And in fact, my finger's sticky. This is Bill Nye Nose and Scar Wax. It's the best I can find. It's very dark, and it's soft, and it's sticky. I'm just softening it up a little bit before I try and smear it on my face. But now I'm looking for my sticky spot. I'm going to center this on there. And right now it's just a knot. So here's the key. We're going to really pull the edges of that wax down under the skin, which is why I made the spot that I put the sphericum on bigger, because each part of this will help anchor the piece. And I'm leaving a nice big chunk in the middle, a thickness. You see that? See how it's bulging out? I want that bulge, because that's where the slice or bite or cut is going to be. Okay, so I'm outside now because the bathroom didn't work very well. There'll probably be a little clip of what we did in the bathroom so that we can catch up. This is the nasty bump that I've created on my face. I have a mirror down here that I'll probably be looking at as I work on it. It's been spread out onto my face, and you can see that the coloring on my skin is very dark. We're going to fix that in a little bit. If you're doing a zombie or anything where you're changing your skin tone, it's no big deal. But so yes, I'm just smoothing it out a little bit. And then here's something that came in my little cheap kit. I'm going to put a picture in here of the cheap kit. It gives you a skin texture on, it's a kind of a rough skin texture, but it gives you a bit of a skin texture. Also, this happens to have a little bit of black on it. So it's darkening up that area. Again, for a zombie, great, because you're going to be bruising the area around there. So I'm just kind of making it like that. The most fun part of this, I'm using a wooden skewer. I've also used butter knives. I've used the handle of a makeup brush. But you're going to hold that, and you're going to slice. Get a nice slice in there. You can deepen it a little bit. Bring it all the way out into your skin, your real skin, like so. So once you've got your cut made, you're going to lay down a coat of base color. We're going to add some blood that you can buy, you know, a little bottle like this. This is just blood. Got a new product that I found this year that I'll show you in a little bit. But first you need some base color. I bought this last year. So the first thing you're going to do is, blood is red, right? This brush is very thin and quite firm. I have a nice selection of brushes, and I use whatever one works best. So I'm going to take my red. It's pretty well loaded, and I'm going right into the cut. It's going to look fake at first because this red is way too bright. But it's the lay down that we want. One of the tricks I use, this is the cover that came on this. This cover is now going to hold all my dirty brushes because this is now my red brush. This will work. Very fine. I'm going after brown. I load my brushes pretty good with the paint. Drag it off. And then I'm going to go in and drag out that color. Now I'm not coloring over every piece of the red, but I'm being a little sloppy on purpose. See how it's starting to get darker, more realistic? This is now my brown brush. Finally, another fine one. Loading with black. Making sure I don't have any big globs on it. The finest amount of makeup that you're going to put in is your black. Just going to darken it up a little bit. Like so. My black brush. And there will be more actual blood here. But the key to doing a good zombie makeup is to not leave a blob like this on your face. It doesn't blend, it doesn't look real. You can probably tell that I'm trying not to spend a lot of money on makeup. Last year, at Christmas time, I found this for 10 bucks at Target. It has everything I need and stuff I don't need. Well, I haven't needed yet. Mostly what I'm going to end up using anytime I do a makeup is I'm going to be using the greens, the yellows, some of the blues, the blacks, and all of the browny, skin-toned kind of things, because that's where you get a bruise. Okay, so I'm going to start with just a nice brown. And the reason I'm doing brown is because my skin is pale, the wax is darker, so I'm going to blend that a little bit. I'm going to bring some brown around the edges, up onto the bump, and I'm going to smudge a little bit. Smudging is big. Alright, I use the same brush over and over in various colors, and then I just wash it in between. So I've got a nice bruise down, but bruises aren't just brown. The colors that people forget about in bruises are the blues, the greens, and the yellows, and that's what really makes them pop. So I'm taking a little bit of the blue off, and I'm going to go much lighter, a much lighter touch with the blue. Kind of especially at the outside now of the dark brown that I put on. At this point, you know this is a cheek injury, so you think about what would actually happen to your face. You'd have a hell of a black eye. So we're going to move this into a black eye. And we start that with the brown and the blue that's kind of mixed on the brush now. That works great. The parts that had a little too much blueness, I'm brushing those out, like so. I'm going to pull a little bit of a lighter color right onto the top of the bruise to match my skin tone a little bit. So that's this very faint color. And I'm taking some of the orange out of the wax. And it looks like this I have to go fairly heavy on to get rid of some of that. And remember, all of the colors are still on my brush right now. Alright, now I'm cleaning the brush off as well as I can because I want a cleaner yellow. I don't want that mix. I've got a well-loaded yellow brush. And again, this is a light touch around the edges of the bruise more than anything, especially here. This particular color, because I'm just working with eyeshadows here, has kind of a bit more shine than I would like. I don't have a real matte yellow, but the yellow is important enough that I'm willing to deal with a little shine. Okay. My battery's actually running out, and I have to go back into Anoka to get the battery that I left from when I did the zombie makeup. So, I've done a little bit more powder. What I've done is I've added touches of green here, 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 kind of blending them out. And then I've taken some of the brown and I've just sort of gone over some of the brighter colors. I've also deepened my my black eye. Here's a tip. Hate to say it, but I have bags under my eyes. So what I did was the lighter color is on the bag, and then I'm using a darker color to go right underneath the line and right underneath the bag of my eye. That gives me the puffiness that is realistic for a black eye. Move that up, do a little bit on the top too, but really right now this can be done except for adding the blood. I am, however, going to use a non-latex sponge, and I'm going to go ahead and blend out. And that's what people don't do. They don't blend. The color layers will last, they'll stay, they'll stick. You want them to just fade one into the next and out onto your skin. Any place where there's a hard edge, go ahead and blend hard. Get it gone. In fact, I would clean this up a little bit because what this is wax mixed with black. I'm going to pull this off. Next time you see me, it'll be gone. Alright, cleaned it up. Now there's kind of a little bit too much of a line there, so I'm just using a little powder to sort of blend that out. And that's just like that. Blend. Blend. Blending is important, people. Blending is really, really important. There. Alright, now the new product, and this is, I have never used this before. Before I found this product, I would have put in a whole nother layer of the painted colors just the way you saw me do it before, and then I would add some liquid stage blood. I've been using this for years. You can make it yourself too, but I honestly prefer this. It's not as sticky, and it tastes good if you get the mint flavor. This is new for me. This is called Fresh Scab. It's by Ben Nye. I had a great deal of fun with this. That's what it looks like. Turn it. A little like that. I love this stuff. I just think this is the coolest. This makes making a zombie so easy. So I'm going to take a glob of this. Look at that lovely glob. That beautiful glob. And I'm just going to put it on my hand. And I want a couple globs on my hand. That's just so I don't have to work with the whole thing. So from now on, I'm pulling from these globs that I've got on my hand in order to tuck it nicely into my skin flap. So you put just a little bit on your stick. Again, you can use a butter knife, the handle of a paintbrush. I just like this. And now you're going to tuck it in. And start subtle. Don't smear it on really heavily at first because you'll lose all the detail. Right now I'm using small bits, tucking it into the scab or into the cut, like so, unevenly, because really honestly what it looks like is clotted blood. And this is what it looks like 10 hours later, after I've ignored it, gone off on a little bit of an adventure because the camera battery died earlier. Just wanted to let you see, this is how it holds up. The whole thing is pretty firm now. The fresh scab that I put in to add the bloody texture goes on as a gel, and it stays sticky for a fair bit of time. But now it's quite dry. When I take this off, I am just going to peel it all off, throw it away, and then because I started with that spirit gum underneath, I will have to use some spirit gum or other alcohol-based remover to get the residue from that off. The rest will just come off with soap. So that's how you do a very simple, not very expensive wound for a zombie. And of course you can put them all over your face and make a whole costume around it. That's it.